Hello everyone, and welcome to the first video on my channel. I came here today to talk about an issue in this community I feel is very prevalent and prominent, aka important. What this issue is exactly is video idea theft, copying, inspiration without credit, and parallel thinking, and how we need to learn as a community to differentiate the three. As I'm sure some of you may have seen before, a lot of YouTubers, big and small, have been calling out and being called out for copying ideas and stealing them or taking them without credit. And here's my thing. It's very hard to have a 100% original idea in Royale. A lot of the content is based off of things that have already been done before and or information that can be accessed by everyone. Therefore, it's very hard to have a 100% original, never done before, never seen before idea. And even if you have, there's a chance that somebody has done it before you. There will always be a chance that something you have done before was done by somebody else. And even if you think you've never seen it, we have to remember that parallel thinking always comes into play. Now, what is parallel thinking exactly? It's basically when two people may have the same idea at different times without knowing the other exists at all. It's very common, and it's not as rare as you may think. A lot of the times people will create the same thing without knowing, and that's what we call parallel thinking. A lot of it happens in this community. A lot of us think alike. So of course, there will be videos similar to each other. Now, why am I saying this? Well, if you don't know, there has been a lot of situations where people are getting called out or calling out other creators for stealing video ideas when that's simply obviously not the case. This especially happens with video formats that are already popular, like talking about, for example, this is a random example, but the reasons why the parasol, for example, has ruined the Royale high economy. I've seen a lot of videos on that topic, and it's very common for people to make them. And it's an interesting topic that we can all as a community give our opinions on. And that is not something that has never been done before. And it's a form of inspiration that everyone takes off of each other. As a community, we're allowed to give our inputs on a situation with our own takes. That is what this community has a lot about. Now, the problem comes into play when we're calling this stealing because it's extremely toxic. It's extremely toxic, and it's not good for anyone involved. We have to remember that a lot of the times people will have the same ideas as each other. It doesn't mean anyone's stealing. It doesn't mean anyone's copying. And while yes, things like video ideas being stolen is a very real thing that happens sometimes, it's a lot less common than people make it out to be because we don't talk about these things like parallel thinking, etc. This makes it a lot harder when real copying or theft comes into play. And it's just something that we need to learn how to differentiate in this community because it's extremely toxic and it doesn't help anyone involved. It only creates more arguments and disagreements. But that's all I wanted to say in this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe. Bye.